7.1 inches Congo, 6.9 inches Ecuador, 6.4 inches Belgium, 6.3 inches Denmark, 6.2 inches Egypt, Brazil, Italy, 6 inches France, 5.8 inches Scotland, Greece, Sweden, 5.7 inches Germany, Israel, Chile, 5.6 inches Norway, 5.5 inches Spain, Canada, UK, Turkey, 5.2 inches Russia, Japan, Australia, 5.1 inches US, 5 inches Ireland, 4.3 inches China, 4 inches India, 3.7 inches South Korea. Average dick size around the world. A real incel. You want to know what a real incel looks like? This shit is a real incel. This is a real incel. This is a real incel. To love someone is to identify with them. Aristotle. Speaking as if you know somebody is the biggest indication that you have a bias perception of that person. And this is the biggest problem that men who refer to themselves as incel, black pill, red pill, all the pills, I don't know all the names of all the pills, what have you, but the biggest problem they all have is that they have a biased perception of any individual woman they interact with, even if it's just through eye contact. And this biased perception is telling the woman that she's like every other woman, and that all women are a particular thing. Now, what that particular thing is decided by the individual guy who has that biased perception, but this is their problem. This is a problem that they haven't really had any help sorting out, and they haven't thought that this is actually what's going on, because the advent of the internet and social media and all that offered the world, and its negative effects, it made it so that these men were not able to see themselves accurately, to think through their thoughts accurately, because the world nowadays is mostly metaphysical. And what I mean by that is that the world nowadays is, most of it's online. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok, it's, it's on these social media sites. Now compare that with the past, and what the world was like, say for example in the 90s, or the early 2000s, even before the internet really expanded. Well, you would have more popular arcades, bowling alleys. The cinemas were more packed. the point is that a lot of social life was in the physical world. That's where the majority of the social interactions occurred. And so you didn't have all these guys who didn't know themselves and, had a difficult time figuring out who they were, who they are. And so, nowadays, the world being more metaphysical, the interpersonal, interactive world, these young men calling themselves all these names, starting Reddit forums where they compare their penis size. These guys, they're just lost. You're dealing with lost, lonely men who I don't think it's fair to call them, childish or petty, because they're not childish or petty from their own perspective, but they are lost. They don't really have an understanding of the real interpersonal world for the most part, because they have grown up accustomed to the metaphysical transactions between the sexes on the internet. And so they have a very wrong perception of any individual woman they meet. They see a blanket covering the woman's face, so to speak, and this blanket is a misrepresentation, but that's what they see, and that's how they enter into real physical interactions with women. Is you're all the same, you're all this particular label that could be rejecting for the specific guy who considers himself incel, black pill, red pill, whatever. There was a man in the Bible days. He had been sick so very long, but he heard about Stacy was passing by, so he joined the gathering throng. And while he was pushing his way through, someone asked him, "What are you trying to do?" He said, "If I could just touch Stacy's tits, I know I'll be made whole." He spent his money here and there until he had no more to spare. The doctors, they done all they could, but their medicine would do no good. When he touched her, the Stacy didn't see, but still she turned around and cried, "Somebody touched me." He said, "It was I who just want to touch your tits. I know I'll be made whole right now."
Diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me, it's so new to me. What you do to me, hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me, when you're holding me tight. Never dreamed anybody could kiss that away, bring me bliss that away, with a kiss that away. What a wonderful feeling to feel that away. Tell me, where have you been all my life? Oh, hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me, it's so new to me. What you do to me, hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me, when you're holding me tight. blue that away. Dreams come true that away. If you say I can share it with you that away, I'll be happy the rest of my life. Oh, hot diggity dog, diggity boom, what you do to me? It's so new to me. What you do to me? Hot diggity dog, diggity boom, what you do to me? When you're holding me tight. Oh, hot diggity dog, diggity boom, what you do to me? How my future will shine. Hot diggity dog, diggity boom, what you do to me?